Here are 4 aspects about the life of a pot plant that we can directly influence: the size of the pot, the nutrients, the water, and the location. In this example, the nutrients are good, the location is well suited, the size of the pot is not too bad, however the water is a little limited. So what do we expect to see? Well, all by itself, as Jesus says in Mark 4:26, the plant begins to grow. We don't stand over the top of it, pulling it out of the ground. It just does what comes naturally. After some time, its growth slows and the leaves begin to wilt. What do? That's right, we water it. And without any other toiling or spinning, the wilted leaves stand back up and the plant continues to grow all by itself. A little later on, the plant's growth begins to slow again. What do we do now? Okay, so some people would say we should repot the plant into a larger pot. Really? Don't they remember what we did last time that was so successful? We watered it. And not only do we have the proof of history on our side, but consider the biblical support. In the beginning, the Spirit of God hovered over the waters. Moses parted what to help the exiles escape? Water. And Jesus turned what into wine for his first miracle? That's right, water. And if all this proof was not enough, keep in mind that my grandfather donated the watering can that is mounted on the back wall of our church. Enough said. We are a watering church. Okay, so you get the picture. As crazy as it is, people follow this kind of procedure all the time. But here's the thing. Not only will more water not help the plant, it may even damage the roots and therefore harm it. Think about that. The very action that was once so clearly helpful for the growth of the plant will at another time harm it if something else is actually needed. Of course, what we must do is repot the plant, and with more room for its roots, the plant continues to grow all by itself, until perhaps the seasons change and the plant needs more light. We relocate it, and it continues to grow. This simple illustration shows the relationship of what God does and what we must do. We must remove barriers that release growth to happen all by itself. In the Apostle Paul's words, I planted the seed, Apollos watered, but God made it grow. These same dynamics apply for the living thing that is your church. Only, in this case, the areas that are your responsibility are the 8 quality characteristics of any healthy growing church, identified by NCD's global research. The inner terms on this diagram, the nouns, for example, relationships, leadership, structures, are the less interesting part here. They exist in every church in some form. The more interesting part, and what the NCD Church Survey Tool measures, are the outer terms, the adjectives. So in this example, the question is not primarily something like how much ministry is going on, but whether that ministry is gift-based. That, along with all of the other adjectives, is the key. And just like the pot plant, whichever of these characteristics are least developed in your church is the one currently holding back all by itself growth to the greatest extent. With some very simple, consistent action steps in place, the quality of that least developed area can be improved, and so continues the ongoing process of embracing life in all its fullness in and around your church. So, which of the 8 quality characteristics come most naturally and least naturally to your church at the moment? Are you sure?